Hello and welcome to the continuation of Game Train's Next Generation special week of daily podcasts. I'm Callan Davison. Joining me is Karl the Lyrical Smith.
Hello, thank you for having me.
You're welcome. All right, so folks, we got another hardware review tonight. That's right, I did the Series S the other night. Well, Karl picked up his Series X, and he's going to talk us through all of the Series X stuff. We just watched his unboxing on the stream just before, and now we're going to talk about it in our mini review here. So, Karl, how was it?
Beautiful. The thing is beautiful. So I'm really glad that I was able to play so much of like games like Assassin's Creed, for so long on the normal Xbox One X. So just for reference, I've been playing on the One X for the last couple of years. So that's what I'll be mostly comparing it to. And it looks lovely. The funny thing is, firstly, when you first turn it on, just like Callan was saying with the S, the transfer is just made so simple. Mm-hmm. They make the steps really easy. They guide you through it. As soon as it opens, you bring out your phone, open the app, and put the code that's in the TV, and it connects straight in there with your own profile. It even opens up, like I went through, you can't even see it back there because it's really blurry and teeny tiny on Callan's, but there's rows and rows of games and groups that I put games in, and they're all alphabetical order, big games, indies, online games, apps. And I'd spent a long time doing that on my Xbox One X. So I was like, I'm going to have to do all that again with my collection. But no, it takes your whole dashboard over, puts it back exactly like it used to be. And I was one of the first people that were like, man, I wish the dashboard changed. I wish it wasn't the same. But after it opened and everything was as it was, I'm like, no, actually, it's nice to be back. It's nice to be home. And then transferring games over is super easy. Put it straight onto a external hard drive or transfer it via network. It's brilliant. The downside is I transferred my Valhalla game. I did it via USB, so it took a little while. Mm-hmm. And then once it was on there, about, let's say, 15, 20 minutes to transfer the 46 or 43 gigabyte game. And I was like, all right, let's do this. And they're like, no. You need another 46 gigs to get the upgraded version.
Wow.
So it's a massive update. Some of them not so big, like Tony Hawk's upgrade was 5 gigs and so on. Destiny's was massive, Destiny 2. That took ages, and I think it's finally ready. So I'll be jumping into that later. I haven't had a chance yet.
Is that the Beyond Light expansion as well?
Yes, as well. Mm-hmm. And it's also upgrading the whole thing. So the cool thing about the Xbox Series X is when you go to play a game, instead of saying this game requires an update, it says this game requires an upgrade. Right. And so it asks you to, before you open any game, like Dirt 5, I tried to play, anything like that. Valhalla, I tried Assassin's Creed Odyssey just to have a look at it, and they're like, nope, you need to upgrade this game and turn it into an official Xbox Series X title. And it's adding all the textures and everything that it needs to become that new next-gen version of that game. And it's just so fun. Like, firstly, the first thing you notice is, just like everyone's been saying, is that quick resume between games is brilliant. Mm-hmm. And the loading is like nuts. Like you were saying, you got to experience that on the S as well, I believe.
Oh, the fast loading, I get, because it's the SSD text, so I've been loving my fast load screens, especially for a game like Valhalla, which is so big, and a big thing with Odyssey was that there was big loading screens, etc., and for those to be cut down to minimal time, like, you still got loading screens there, but they're only like 5 seconds, bang, you back into it, wherever you were. Other games like Yakuza have the quicker, again, but that's a different style of game, etc., but
Yeah, and I've been loving that, and also I've been playing Tetris Effect Connected, which has been a lot of fun, and we'll talk about that at a later date. But it's so fun for a game like that, which is just kind of like a mini puzzle game, clear your head. I'll jump in and play some of that, and I'll be like, all right, I'm ready for Assassin's Creed now, and it just opens. Like you just go back in. It's like 5 to 10 seconds between games instead of minutes.
Yep.
So that's been the first thing I noticed, and just seeing the beautiful detail. We've seen 4K before, but seeing it run so smoothly and load so quickly and not struggling, it's like you can feel the jump in itself, in that it's not working its ass off just to run this thing. So it feels like the difference of buying it like a whole new computer with all the tech put in and being able to run it on, ultra settings and not have to wait. So that feels really beautiful. What else can I say about this thing? Here's the controller.
So how was your controller experience compared to the Elite 2? Because you've got the Elite 2 controller.
That's a great question. And I'm both sad and relieved to say that the Xbox Series X bundled controller doesn't hold a candle to the Elite 2.0 controller. Like, not even close, night and day. This feels like, you know, like Fisher and Price, my first controller compared to playing on the Elite still, which I'm glad for, because I'm sad because it doesn't have this Unreal controller straight out the box compared to the Elite. But I'm glad because that thing is so expensive. You want it to feel premium. Yep. And they did intend for that to be a forward compatible controller to use with the next generation of consoles. And it feels like that still. So that is still very much a premium product that is worth getting for the Xbox. Now, for the Xbox Series X, I should say. You have spoken about that new share button.
Yes, yeah, we went through that on the S review, yep. But if you want to recap real quick.
There. Yep, so that share button, you know, just press that button and it acts like the same as screenshot or capture, but you can actually remap that to do anything you want, as you can with every button on this controller. But the share button, they make really easy to find in the menu. You just jump in there and says, what do you want this button to do? Do you want it to go to your party chat or, you know, straight to your queue of loading and updates? Or you can press it to, you know, so you can just press that button and see how much you've got left to update something or whatever. So that's really cool. And that isn't on the Elite. However, the Elite still does have the 4 paddles on the back, which this one doesn't. Okay. And you can set those paddles to do exactly everything that this share button has. So you're not losing anything in the Elite as well. Cool. Having said that, this does bring over a lot of features from the Elite, like the textured background, back base sort of thing that makes it like, you know, which you have on the S as well. And it's got it as well on the triggers, which is really cool to see in a default controller, not in something that you have to pay premium for. Downside, though, still does have those AA batteries that you got to put in, or you have to buy a charge and play kit.
Yes. Yeah.
Thank God the charge and play is USB-C, though. I'm really happy about USB-C being a normal part of this generation. Doesn't want to focus anymore,
no,
you guys
that's
know.
Not focusing, but yes.
No. But yeah, so that's really cool. I like that being a normal part of Xbox. What else can we say? I'm jumping between games behind me right now. This, you can see it's really blurry. This is the map screen right here for Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and I've been jumping between that and having a little play of Tony Hawk, which I've just switched to Tony Hawk right now. And you can see that's the blurry Tony Hawk title screen. And there I am in Tony Hawk now. And I'm in the character selection screen, all blurry right there. That's my character spinning around with his board. So it's insane being able to jump between these two games. And there you can see the Assassin's Creed logo again. So I've jumped back again, switched and decided, no, I want to play Assassin's Creed. And there's the map screen. And I'm going into the inventory if I want, straight out of that. And I can walk around in Assassin's Creed and head out this cave right here.
Wow, very nice, very nice.
So, all right. It is as fast as that.
Okay.
Brilliant.
Cool. All right, chat, have you guys got any questions for Karl? We've got one here from Rep straight away. Have you tested movies in 4K 120 FPS?
No, I haven't. And I don't think I'll be able to test 120 FPS because I don't have a TV that supports HDMI 2.1 yet, which breaks my heart. So I'm not sure. I think you need a TV that'll run that.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, so I'm sorry to say that. Forza would look amazing. 4K 120. Yeah, absolutely it would. And also, as I mentioned in the unboxing, you do need to use a specific HDMI 2.1 cable to unlock that 120 frames per second. It won't do it with a normal HDMI. So if it's not quite long enough and you need to buy a different cable for whatever reason for your setup, make sure you buy one that is compatible with that.
Okay.
And most of the sort of higher end new TVs that you get that are 4K will have that HDMI 2.1 compatibility, but make sure you ask for that so you can experience it.
Yes. Nice. Is there anything else you feel like adding? Like, how did you find the hard drive space? You've got about 800 gigs here.
Yeah, so 800 gigs in that. So I feel like that's all right so far for me. I do wish there was more, of course. And as soon as the external SSD drives become available, I will get myself some of those. So let's see if I can click on that right now. I'm just trying to have a look at, I have installed not a lot. So I've got Valhalla on there and I've got Destiny 2, and Tetris is all I've got like on the actual unit. Everything else though, it was really easy. I literally unplugged it and plugged it straight in out of my Xbox One X into my Series X, and I could play all the games straight out of the hard drive. I was in and playing inside straight away.
Except for those nice patches. Do you have any suggestions on TVs that are worth getting for the console? I know LG's their OLED series. Their OLED series.
Is it the Q or something? The CQ?
No, the C9, etc.
Yeah.
And also the CX does the HDMI 2.1. I'm not sure which Samsung TVs do. I'm pretty sure there is a Samsung TV that does, but I'm not sure which one does off the top of my head. But I know for sure the LG OLED does. Last year's models and this year's models both do it.
Nice.
So yeah, if I was to get one myself, that's the sort of TV I'd go for. Would it be better to wait? Look, I'd say within 12 months, you'll see a lot more TVs with 2.1 HDMI. Because it was only new tech last year, which LG kicked off within their C series, etc. TVs. And now we're or 9 series, sorry, because it's like A, B, C, D, E, F, or whatever.
Yeah, of course.
For theirs, but yes, they're 9 series, and now they've got their X series. Not to be confused with Thank you, Zamdog, for the raid. That's right, we're doing this live on Twitch as well, folks. Thank you so much, Zamdog, for the raid. How goes it, buddy? So LG would be a good one to look at, but I think in 12 months' time we'll see most new TVs coming out with it in it.
It's a very tricky one. Like anything, especially in technology, the question of is it better to wait is an impossible one to answer, because it'll always be better to wait. Things will always be cheaper and better and faster, and things like updates will happen to consoles or PCs. So waiting budget-wise is always the best, but it's up to you when you yourself want to have a specific product and when you want to join the conversation and be part of that, which, it's a real trick. It's just like buying new games. It's like, do I buy it on release or do I wait till it's half price and all the DLC and all the bugs are out? Like it's a hard question to answer, really.
The TV industry moves so quick as well. It's always chopping and changing, and it's insane. Like from now, 12 months on, they'll be talking about some other crazy technology for TVs and stuff like that. So if someone goes, when's the right time to buy a TV? I say whenever you have the money and you find what's right for you. Pretty much, if you sit there and wait year after year after year, you miss out, or you might miss a good deal. I missed a good deal because I waited. So
yeah, that's true. And then you're stuck with like having to pay more or waiting even longer. Just to reiterate on before, I have got Valhalla, Tetris Effect. Those are the only 2 that are in there. I've got the Falconeer and Dirt 5 downloading now.
Yep.
And so far it says I'm on 6.8% usage of the internal hard drive.
Nice. Has anyone else got any questions about the Xbox Series X review before Karl has to go? If not, we'll begin to wrap this up, folks. But because these are just our mini pods that we're doing all this week and into probably next week as well with the PlayStation 5 stuff.
Oofy. Oh my goodness gracious.
Yeah, all good.
PlayStation 5 will be fun though.
It's gonna be interesting because that's the big changeover, to see how easy it is to bring across your stuff onto there, because we go to a different UI and all that. But that's PlayStation talk. We're going to keep that out of the Xbox talk, I think, for those that are interested.
Absolutely.
All right, Karl, I think we'll wrap this one up now. All right, folks, thank you so much for listening to this Xbox Series X review. It was a bit more brief than the S, but we went through most things in detail in the S, which the X does, but as we said, a bit better again.
And also, just to reiterate, I've only just started dabbling in this, because yesterday, as you know, for a new console, most of the day is spent, transferring files and downloading updates and moving things, and I'm still going through that now. So when I've jumped in and had a lot deeper of a look of these games in the actual Xbox Series X mode, like I'll check out Gears 5 and Forza, and really have a play and see what that feels like, and I'll do a lot more online stuff and playing with other friends online with their Xbox Series X's. I'll have a lot more to say soon, but we just wanted to get our first impressions out as quick as we could to you.
Yep. All right, guys. Thank you so much for listening, and this has been Game Train.